Hey everybody, what's going on? XB Dirty here. So today I am going to be performing the technically first oil change on my bike with the Kitako clutch cover that comes with that extra filter on it. And I decided I would make a how-to video to help some of you out if you haven't done it yet or were curious how to. I'm sure a lot of you guys know how to change your oil already. It's not that hard of a job, but hey, if it helps at least one person out, I'm totally cool with that. So let's get started. First, you're going to want to get some materials gathered up. You're going to want your oil of choice. I prefer what Honda recommends. The 10W30 SJ GN4 works great for me and all of my Honda bikes. Then you're going to need, of course, the filter that comes with the Kitako clutch cover. There's the part number. I will also post that in the description and a link to where I had bought mine at. You're going to want a funnel to refill your oil. Some tin foil to cover up your exhaust header when you're draining the oil. I'm not sure if this applies to all exhausts, but it definitely drips on the exhaust that is on my bike when you're draining the oil. So that's always a good thing to have, so it's not burning on the exhaust when you're draining it and just making a mess. Then you're going to want something to catch your oil. I don't have a flat oil drain pan. I typically just use a cut up plastic bottle such as this lemonade bottle here. As you can see, I've already gotten started on this just to make the video a little shorter. Then you're going to want, of course, your tools. You're going to need a 17mm socket and ratchet, and then you're going to need an Allen wrench. I believe this one is a 5mm that removes this filter cover here, and then some rags to clean up if you end up spilling like I typically always do. So first, what you're going to want to do is warm your bike up for 3 to 5 minutes. Just idle it, get things warmed up. I've already done that. Then you're going to want to remove your oil filler cap. I have an aftermarket one, already pre-loosened it. Set that aside. And then you're going to want to grab your 17mm wrench here, and you're going to want to get under here and locate the oil drain bolt. I've already pulled mine and drained the oil. The oil drain bolt is on your right hand side if you are sitting on the bike. You don't want to pull the one on the left hand side. I believe that one is for the cam chain tensioner, and you will be in for a lot longer of a job if you accidentally pull that one. So just keep in mind and pay attention to that. Don't pull the one on the left hand side, pull the one on the right. So you go ahead and pull that, drain your oil into your bucket, clean up any excess oil here. Then you're going to want to grab your drain plug. Honda recommends that you replace this washer. Mine's in perfect condition. I never really ever worry about that kind of stuff unless I've got an older vehicle that I'm changing the oil on. So I just left it. Go ahead and finger tighten this drain plug back on to make sure nothing's cross-threaded, you're not forcing anything. Then grab your 17mm and you can tighten this up. Don't go too crazy with tightening it. That's tight. And then I'm going to pull this tin foil that my oil dripped all over here. Get rid of that. Now you are ready to pull your filter. So then you're going to want to grab your Allen wrench. I believe I've got the right size. And those were pretty tight on there. And I'm going to say that we're probably going to see some oil come out of this as well. So just have your rag ready to go. And then just wiggle this loose. Now you don't want to pry on this with a screwdriver or anything and mess up the edges here. There's your filter. There's also a spring that stayed in there. Make sure you pay attention to that. If the spring comes out with your filter, you're going to want to put it back on the new filter. So yeah, you just remove the filter from this piece here. Grab your new filter, which is right here. Make sure they match up. Make sure you got the right one. Looks good. It looks like the rubber piece here is a little bit different. I don't know if that comes out. It does. So I might swap those. I don't know though. It looks like it's built into this one. So maybe we'll just hold on to it. This could be like Kitako's brand of filter. This could be the genuine Honda one. I really don't think it's going to matter as long as, yeah, everything seems to fit up pretty well the same way the old one did. So I'm not going to worry about that, even though this little O-ring piece did look a little bit smaller. wipe this out, make sure it's nice and clean. Again, pay attention to the spring that's in there. And then you just pop this back on. So I'm just gonna push this cover on with one hand and then just finger tighten this cover bolt in with the other hand. And then we're just gonna tighten these up evenly here. Don't tighten one completely before the other, or it'll bind up and you'll end up stripping something out, which is definitely not what you want to do. All right, so you just snug those up. You don't need to torque them down or anything crazy like that. Make sure your, again, oil drain bolt is tightened up, and we are ready to put the new oil in. So go ahead and grab your funnel and go ahead and start pouring. And what's awesome about this is you don't need a ratio right or anything like that. It just calls for 1 full quart. Another cool thing about the Katako clutch cover here is that it has the little view window that you can check your oil. It's going to show high because my bike is not on an even surface at the moment. I've got it on the rear stand, so it's leaning forward. Pull your funnel and you can stick your cap back on. That is it. After this, you can go ahead and clean up any garbage that you have. Go ahead and run your bike for a little bit and then get it on the level surface and make sure your oil is still at the high level on this viewing window here, and you're ready to ride. If you guys have any questions, post some in the comments, and thanks for watching.
Peace out.